Hi everyone, and welcome back to Noona's Noonchi, where I do a deep dive into some of your favorite K-dramas from a mental health perspective. Let's talk more about love and K-dramas in honor of Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day! I brought in some of my favorite gal pals to talk about their perspectives on how love is portrayed in Korean dramas. Let's start first with my gal pal Sandra, a family attorney who works with many Asian American families. She's also a career communications coach, so she's well versed on the cultural aspects of communication in families. And this is what she has to say about one of my all-time favorite K-dramas, Mr. Sunshine, and the love story portrayed in that drama.
I love the romantic love. There's an intense emotion. There's that longing gaze without the need for sensuality, without the need for it being so obvious, right? But yet, like, for example, when I watched recently Mr. Sunshine, all those episodes had not a single kiss, but the intense emotions. Why someone would go to prison for 3 years for this love. It just shows to you that the values and the things that you admire in a character, whether it's integrity, whether it's loyalty, whatever those values are, those good values, you see them, in the K-drama. And I think it's those reinforcement of that that draws me comfort.
I love watching Sandra. Can you feel the intensity as she's sharing about how much she loves the love story of Mr. Sunshine? That love story is so beautifully written, and it's not about just the intensity that Sandra's talking about. It's weaved throughout every storyline in the episodes, a 24-episode epic drama. And yes, the sacrifice that we see, and she's right, you don't see any physical intimacy or anything, but yet you feel the intensity of that love. That's one of the reasons why I love the K-dramas. Another one of my favorite gal pals, Maggie Chu from Asian Hustle Network, co-founder and COO. Here's what she says about how she feels about love portrayed in Korean dramas.
I think when people think about K-dramas, they think about, oh, it's just love, like sappy love stories. But there's like another layer to it. They make the love story like tie into the plot, and then they make the love story bearable to watch. And they're just like, the characters are so pretty, and there's this one thing that I see online all the time where people say when you're watching American movies, they normally get intimate in the bedroom in like the very first 10 minutes or so. But for K-dramas, they drag it on until like the last episode. And I'm just sitting there for watching 10 episodes in a row. I'm like, when are they going to do it? So when it actually gets to that episode, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, I love it. So I think it's like that, also that build up that makes it so beautiful too.
And I'm cracking up because she talks about it's not that cheesy, so you keep wanting to watch. I love the cheesiness. In fact, I really feel like Koreans do it really well, the cheesiness, right? But she's right, it's not so cheesy that you're like, oh my gosh. Now, sometimes you do roll your eyes, but you still keep watching. And I love that she talked about the difference, right, between Western American dramas and Asian dramas, Korean dramas, that slow build up, so true. In fact, sometimes you don't even see the first kiss till the very last episode, like the very last scene, and you're like, oh, finally, you feel so good because you want to see closure, the closure to that build-up. How does love, romantic love, any kind of love really, platonic love, brotherly love, sisterly love, in-law love that you see thread throughout Korean dramas, how does it tie into your mental health? Let me take you back to the Harvard Happiness Study that I talked about in episode 1. The quality of your community, the quality of your relationships is the key to happiness, according to research, 80 plus years of research, where they looked at brain scans. Think about it. When you're going through tough times, adversity, traumatic events, lots of stuff going on in this world, things that happen in your life, the loneliness feeling is really hard, right? And helping you manage your stress, anxiety symptoms, depressive symptoms, all is based and rooted to who supports you and having that support system. In fact, that's the first question I ask my clients, regardless of the family or individual, or even on an organization level. I said, who are your teammates, your go-to peeps, your support system, the people that you turn to first when the going gets tough? Yep, think about it. Gandhi says this great quote, where there is love, there is life. Now, I want to conclude here to talk about Maggie Chu AHN founder and COO. She says it so well about tying in love and happiness. Here's what she says in reference to Crash Landing on You.
Crash Landing on You, where the girl is like super, super rich, and she ends up with a guy who's like not even like rich at all from North Korea. And she actually like humbles herself, and like you've seen her character development. She was so snobby back then, right? And then she became this person who, like, after she goes back to South Korea, she actually misses being in North Korea. After she like gets back to all her skincare routine and like her hot showers, there's just like something missing, because she misses the feeling of being loved, and she misses the feeling of like having companionship. And you've seen like that character development in that K-drama. And I think that's super relatable to a lot of viewers, because maybe everything looks perfect to them, but there is still something missing. And I think the most important thing is like what makes you happy. Like everything in your life is like, good right now. Are you truly happy with who you are?
Right? Happiness. Being happy with who you are, and being happy with who you are in relationship to your relationships. Everything's in context in relationships. We are collective creatures. We are relational. You cannot not communicate ever. I don't care what you say. That's not possible, because you communicate non-verbally, verbally. So you're communicating constantly with others. You're even communicating with yourself, right? But being collective creatures, we crave being in relationships. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, right? Yes, it's Valentine's Day, and yes, I was focusing on that, but you don't have to be in a romantic relationship or be romantic to understand and be happy and understand how it's very important for your mental health. Not at all. However, I will say this. We do crave that life partner, especially if you're in that age range of 18 to 40, the commitment crisis that you're experiencing, a part of your identity stage, psychosocial stages of development, very important as part of your identity process, right? Finding that life partner. Here's what I'm going to say about making sure that you find healthy relationships, how you are in those relationships. Yes, there is toxicity and there are toxic relationships, and a big part of my job is really understanding the boundaries of those toxic relationships and cutting them out when needed. So where are you today? I'd like you to think, in honor of Valentine's Day, if you're feeling lonely or craving that romantic relationship, or feeling blessed that you're in a relationship, I want you to make sure that you are finding time for emotional investment. Emotional investment. When we think of investment, we think about business investments, professional, the academic. I need you to make emotional investments in your relationships, critical to your emotional, social, and psychological well-being. And again, as my friend Maggie Chu pointed out, who are you in your relationships? How happy are you really matters, right? Thanks for watching. Happy Valentine's Day, folks. Please don't forget to subscribe to Noona's Noonchi and join me each week, each Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for new episodes.